Hey guys, Creator Mom, happy Saturday. I just want to talk about, I want to talk about this thing about how, when we're kids, we're told, and we're asked questions like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And, start thinking about it now. And then, we're asked in high school and things like that, what do you want to go to college for? Like, what do you want to be, I think that there's this anxiety that's passed on to us, at least it was, I feel like, for me, to this anxiousness to hurry up and figure out what it is that you want to do, because in their minds, what you want to do and finding your passion is connected to how you're going to make a living in this world, how you're going to survive in this world. It's all about, comes down to survival, really. It's not because they're asking you for enjoyment. Oh, what do you want to do with your day? It's like, how do you want to enjoy it? No, they're just they're asking you because they're worried, how the hell is my kid going to survive in this world if they don't figure out what they're going to do, hurry up and go to school for it, and then hurry up and make money. Because making money and surviving in the world is is the most important thing, right? It's in their minds, survival. They want to ensure our survival. But it's interesting because I feel like asking somebody who they want to be and what their passions are, it's kind of like if you're asking them in a pressure-filled way, what do you want to do? They feel oh, there's pressure. I have to hurry up and figure out who I want to be and what I want to do. It's hard to allow that to flourish, because sometimes that doesn't just flourish based off pressure to say, hey, hurry up, you got to figure it out. Just because you tell someone, hey, hurry up, you got to figure it out, doesn't mean that they are. Finding your passion is connected to knowing who you are, and knowing who you are is connected to time, to meditation, to it's almost like even a spiritual connection. What is your connection with yourself like, And do your parents nurture that, help you nurture that for you, help you nurture your relationship to who you are? Again, this also even connects to my video that I was talking about creativity. Do your parents give you room and help you nurture your connection to yourself? And that requires peace, peace, a little peace, a little bit of time, I think, in my opinion. Some peace, some time. You cannot coerce somebody into hurrying up and figuring out what they want to do with their life. Now, this is the other idea we combat with. Okay, well, if I don't push my kid, right? I need to push them. I need to push them in the right direction. I need to push them to hurry up and figure it out, or else they're not going to survive. Or else they're going to stay living with me. And I don't want that. They're going to think they're going to stay and live with me forever, and they're never going to grow up. They're never going to figure it out. This is all coming from fear. It's not coming from the place of knowing. It's not coming from the place of rest. It's not coming from the place of trust. It's not coming from the place that says, I understand that every single person within themselves has this wisdom. Or, hey, let's just forget about every single person. Just simply narrowing it down to yourself and saying, hey, I understand that my child has a divine wisdom within them. You know what I'm saying? Is it fully complete? Well, yeah, it is complete, but is their brain fully complete? No, it's all, it's an unraveling, it's a flourishing, it's an unfolding. It's not hey, figure it out right now. What do you want to do? You got all the time while you're going to school being stuffed with information to figure out what you want to do. It's just you can't coerce a child or a young adult child or teenage child, hurry up and figure it out, It's something that needs to be flourished, help to be flourished. So I guess it goes well with the analogy of your child being starting out as a seed and kind of growing. Are you watering that and all that shit? So yeah, you can't coerce people. into it or threaten them. And that's what we do, because I think we're in a society that says you got to move fast, you got to go, 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 go. It's just all survival based stuff, which, like I said, comes from fear. It's all motivated through fear. Yeah. I guess that's it for what I want to speak on about that, about like, just the connection to finding your passion and stuff like that. It's just, and if you were that person who got to 21 years old and you went to college and you still don't know what you want to do or whatever, like that was me. Or maybe it's weird because maybe I thought that I didn't know who I was. Maybe I thought, because in my conscious mind, my logical mind, I couldn't sit here and tell you, I want to be a psychologist or I want to be a psychotherapist. No, that wasn't there, but I had intuition. I had feeling. I had like an internal feeling guidance to go to, well, not necessarily. I was kind of pushed. I truly wonder if I would have went to college if my mother she didn't force me, but essentially she was like, oh, that was expected. It's just like, of course you're gonna go to college, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I wonder what it would have been like if I had been given a choice. I might have still chose to go to college because that was the norm. That's the norm. Everybody's applying to college. Granted, a lot of people recommended applying to several colleges, and I'm just like, I'm not putting that much energy into it. I'll apply to one and get in there. So that's what I did. And I ended up getting a scholarship out of nowhere. I didn't even try to get a full scholarship. So pretty mind-blowing. And it's very cool. Like, I appreciate it to this day. To this day, when I think about it, I'm always like, wow, that is so cool how that happened, So, but the thing is that I didn't know what I wanted to do. No amount of coercion or pressure was going to help me figure it out. But I had some intuition and I didn't have a focus. So I thought psychology sounds interesting. I'll just do that, So I kind of go with what sounds interesting, what kind of resonates with me, and psychology resonated. And did I come out and know what I wanted to do? No, because it was just like, what I'm finding about myself is that I think I had some understandings intuitively that I did not yet understand with my brain, consciously, because I did not think I wanted to go further in psychology and get another degree, a master's or anything like that, because I had this idea that I didn't want to be tied down. That's all I could really say. Like, I didn't want to be tied down. But now I know I didn't want to be tied down to a doctrine. I didn't want to be limited by a degree, because there's rules, just like when you practice medicine. And then doctors get in trouble when they want to go outside of the box of conventional medicine, and they lose their licenses and they come under scrutiny when doctors don't want to follow vaccine schedules. They don't want to push pharmaceuticals on their patients. They get ostracized, you know what I'm saying? Because there's more to it than just getting a degree. You're joining a group, you know what I'm saying? And you're joining groupthink, and I think I found that to be a limiting idea. So I didn't quite understand why I feel that way, but now I think I realize why. So yeah, now here we are, and I'm like, well, maybe finding a purpose isn't all it's chalked up to be. Maybe I'll just follow the flow of my heart and intuition. So anyways, to wrap this up, my point is that there's nothing wrong with knowing what your passion is when you're at a younger age. That's wonderful. If a child or a teenager knows that they know that this is something they want to do, that is such an amazing thing. And there's also nothing wrong if you haven't figured that out yet, or you don't have that one thing, but you are made to feel like that something's wrong because some people are coercing you to figure it out. While at the same time, if your parent is narcissistic, they're also coercing you to figure it out because you need to survive and you're not going to stay in their house forever. And two, you know, they're also at the same time possibly putting down any of your gifts. Maybe they're not properly reflecting back who you are to you, because that's what children need. They need you to recognize their gifts and talents and shit. They need you to listen to them. And what I find most interesting about this, about changing my approach with children and learning, is that what I'm finding is that children need somebody to teach. They do need a teacher when they do want, they can use a teacher when they do want to learn something specifically to assist them as they need assistance and support. And I think that even a little more than that, what they need is somebody to teach. Because children are constantly learning. And they need someone to reverberate all the information they're learning back to them. They need somebody to tell it to tell it about. And in school, you don't do that often. In school, you're forced to learn what they want you to learn, and then they want you to reverberate that back to them. Like, okay, reverberate back to me what I told you to learn. I want you to memorize this and come back to me and spout it off and show me that you memorize what I'm telling you I want you to memorize. That's how it is in the other side. But in unschooling and other philosophies or whatever, in my philosophy, children need somebody there, an adult there, that they can teach about something that they're learning. So one of my sons right now is learning a lot about airplanes and studying airplanes and airplane crashes and why they happened and what took place. And every morning I get an airplane presentation, which is pretty cool. And I just thought to myself, I need to start writing down the actual crashes he's telling me about and the plane numbers. I need to write that down. So he's teaching me and he's giving me presentations daily about what he's learning. And that is reinforcing it in his mind for him. Because who knows what he's going to use that information for at this point. He thinks this information is highly interesting. Maybe it's just an interest. Or maybe it's one of his avenues. You know, maybe he'll become a pilot. Or maybe not. Maybe he'll work on planes, or maybe not. Maybe it's simply just an interest for now, and then he'll put it down when he's done with it and never look at it again. It'll just be a part of something of his psyche, a connection made for him. And then what's so interesting is that because he talks about planes so much, and in my line of work, I'm looking for Kevlar or para-aramid scrap materials. So I'm calling a lot of places that make composites and stuff. And these people make composites and materials for aerospace. So I see a lot of words that he tells me about, like Boeing and Airbus airplanes and stuff like that. So I'm seeing a lot of things that he's teaching me about. And I'm just like, wow, look at that connection. And then I reverberate back to him. I say, hey, Dylan, I was looking for this. And guess what? Like, I found this over here. And I show him, you know. So it's like a big, nice little web of connection, and it's meaningful. I think that's the most important thing about it. It's like it's meaningful, you know. So learning is always taking place, as they say in unschooling, and which it is. So it's our jobs to be interested in what our kids are learning and not put it down and not say, well, what I think you should be interested in is more important than what you're actually interested in, because I think that was kind of what went on in my childhood a little bit. But whatever, I could be biased and not be remembering things accurately, but yeah, children need somebody that they can teach and reverberate information back to them, and then the adult can reflect it back and confirm it for them. So yeah, I'm gonna make another video that kind of ties into this, but this one got long enough. All right, everyone, take care.